Hello, it's Tali Love with PrettyBrownNomad.com, and today I am coming to answer the question, what is a digital nomad? I decided to do this video because every day, every other day, a few times a day, someone is asking me, well, what's that? And it's not a very simple answer. I think that those of us that are digital nomads have come up with quick elevator speeches depending on who it is that we're talking to and what it is that we want to portray to that person. And that's for me as far as the kind of digital nomad that I am. Otherwise, it's a pretty broad answer and the conversation can get kind of detailed and long. It can go into a consultation. And so I thought that I would create this video to give a very comprehensive answer, in my opinion, of what a digital nomad is and kind of give people an idea of how there are different variables in the career and in the lifestyle. So hopefully this video will help a person to walk away with an understanding of what is a digital nomad? Who are these people that are a part of this digital nomad community? So the term nomad is a very historical term, and it refers to people way back, way back when a nomad was a part of a tribe of people that would move from location to location, and the timing in which they would move and the location to which they would move was all based on where they could go and get food, crops, things of that nature, and where the weather made it feasible for them to live that way. And so these people were nomadic, and they knew that they would somewhat migrate to different parts of an area. And so that's where the term nomad started. It's now the end of 2017. For the past decade now, or probably a little bit more, people have started to go into this digital nomad field. And why we call it digital nomad is because more so than just going to gather crops and all of that, we're working from our laptops and we're doing things digitally and with technology, and that helps us to generate our income, which essentially means going to get our food, right? Whatever it is that we need. The thing is, a digital nomad can have so many different variables, from how they earn their money to where they move and when they move and why they move and how they move. And so I want to talk a little bit about that today. So as far as income, there are so many countless ways of being able to generate income as a digital nomad. I actually listed a lot of those different ways in a guide that I've prepared on my website. It's called Jumpstart Your Nomadic Lifestyle, and you can get it on my website, or I'll put the link down below. And so there's all these different ways. And so some digital nomads actually work a real job, just, like a corporate job, but their job allows them to work remotely from anywhere. Okay, so they are essentially nomadic. If they don't have a home, if they don't stay in one place throughout the year and they move from place to place with their job, they are essentially nomadic. Okay, some people are entrepreneurs and they've created their own digital platforms or their own digital things that help them to make money. Now, some may have one thing that generates them a very good income. So they may run one e-commerce shop, or they do this one, they're a writer, whatever it is that they do. That's the thing that gets them through. And it's probably easier for them to answer the question, right? When they say, well, what do you do? It's like, oh, I run this shop at soandso.com, and that's how I travel the world. But then there's other ones of us that have multiple smaller streams of income that kind of all add up. Some of those streams are bigger than others, but those streams of income add up to create enough money for us to fund our lifestyle. There's also a difference in where we move and how we move. So some people consider themselves a nomad, but they may move all within one country, all within one region, maybe even within one state. They're kind of moving around. That still makes them a nomad. Or someone like me that is just open to the world. I'm open to traveling anywhere in the world. Okay, then there's the frequency of the move. I've seen digital nomads that are moving every single week. I don't know how they do it because it's a lot to orchestrate the move for me at this point in my lifestyle. But other nomads may have mastered it to where moving every week works better for them. There's so many different pieces that go into this that we can't make assumptions, right? And so for me, I tend to like to move about every couple of months. But within those couple of months, I may move from housing situations every week or 2 weeks, or I may move to a different city within a country. I just left, so I came to Spain almost 2 weeks ago. I started out in the very small town of Mazarón. I stayed there for about a week and a half. I just got up to Granada. I'll be here in Granada for about 10 days. Then I'll go out to Barcelona. I'll be there for a week. And then from Barcelona to Madrid, I'll be there for probably a month, because by then I've hopped around a little bit. I need to get settled. I need to collect some mail. There's just things that I need to do. I need some time to really settle down, and then I'll move on from there. And maybe Madrid will turn into 2 months. I don't know. That's another thing about a nomad. A lot of times they don't have a defined plan as far as when they're moving or where they're moving. And if you notice, I'm just in Spain, right? So I'm in Spain, that's a couple of months, but I'm moving around from city to city to city. So it just varies. There's also nomads that may spend 6 months in, one state and 6 months in another state, depending on the weather. All of these things are variable and up to that person and how they desire to shape their lives. It's estimated that by 2035, there will be 1 billion digital nomads. With technology being the way that it is now, it's a lot easier for us to work remotely and to take our work on the road. And it's very appealing to people to be able to be in different locations and experience different things. Also, people are starting to understand how freeing minimalism can be. There's this thought by a lot of people that stuff makes you happy. And I'm telling you, I have drank the minimalism Kool-Aid. Stuff does not make you happy. It weighs you down. It gives you lots of responsibility and stress. And so so by 2035, 1 billion people expected to get away from the chains of their desk and to go and make a lifestyle for themselves and living this whole digital thing. There you have it, folks. A digital nomad, essentially someone that works remotely and they get to travel and live from place to place. It's more than a vacation. It's more than a holiday. They don't have to stay within a touristy area. They get to become a local. They get to live in the homes with people who are locals within their town. And that's another thing. There's variables on how we live. Let me talk a little bit about that before I go on. There are obviously hotels. There's short-term rentals like Airbnb or VRBO. There are homestay situations where you may be going in doing a language exchange. Sometimes people are an au pair, so meaning they're going in keeping people's children. For me, one of my streams of income, if you were to go to oversee my Airbnb.com, I actually work with short-term rental homeowners, and I help them to manage their Airbnb properties. I may help from afar, helping them to do things, in the background digitally, in the back office. I'm helping them manage things. I'm helping them create pamphlets, different things like that. Or at times, I just recently completed an assignment in Boston where I actually stayed in the property of an Airbnb owner while she was in another country. And so when I'm able to do that, that helps me with my housing as well as generating a bit of income at the same time. There's also an option called workaway.org. I always advise this for people who are starting out, especially if you don't have a lot of digital work going on and you just want to get out there. You can live in people's homes. They may have private apartments. They may have a hotel or a hostel that you can live in, and they let you live in exchange for doing work. That work can vary from physical labor, watching their pets, to doing some stuff digitally for them, taking photos or building their website. With that said, I also mentioned pet sitting. So there's a whole pet sitting world out there. You can Google pet sitting. And so there's a lot of people that essentially that's all they do. They go from place to place sitting people's pets. And again, that could be worldwide, that could be just in their city, but that gives them an option of moving from place to place. So there's several different options as far as how we get our housing. And not to mention, we also all network with each other and we talk to each other about different places to live and how to live. And sometimes if we are a solo traveler such as myself, we connect with other people and we may room up for a month or two. The variables go on and on and on, which is why I felt like I needed to make this video. And I'm sure there's even tons more that I could say, but hopefully this is an intro to the lifestyle. This gives you a brief understanding of what in the world it is that I do every day. I also, a couple of months ago, wrote a very sarcastic explanation of what a digital nomad is. And I wrote it because a lot of times when people don't understand a lifestyle, they become sarcastic or they think very negatively about it, or they just don't get it. Like I can be screaming, you know, what it is I do, and they keep saying, oh, so when is your vacation over? Or, oh, where's your home? And it just, and so I got really frustrated. But I wrote this kind of sarcastic explanation. I'll leave the link down below so that you can go and check that out. All right, so in the meantime, if you want to reach me, you can reach me at prettybrownnomad.com. Don't forget, I did write a guide for you. For those of you that want to jumpstart your nomadic lifestyle, it's absolutely free. You just sign up for my email list. If you're not interested in that, just sign up for my email list. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I love to answer questions. Maybe I'll even do a video about it, okay? Thanks so much. Bye.